What's up, guys? It is RGT85. Hope everyone's having a great day, but of course, we got some video game news to talk about. There's two stories going on right now that I definitely want to cover. Make sure you guys stick around till the end of the video because I've somewhat finished my arcade. I'm going to give you guys a little teaser before I start working on the full video for it. You're definitely going to want to see that because if you didn't follow me on social media, you didn't see other previous teases. Make sure you follow me on social media. Links in the description box down below. But without any further ado, let's talk about what's going on in the world of video games. And we're going to start things off with something that's driving a lot of PlayStation fans insane right now. I've seen lots of meltdowns over on Twitter and other forms of social media about this, and I'm not really sure why. I'm going to kind of explain it to you guys to make it make sense and all that stuff. But basically, a new division of PlayStation was announced that is called PlayStation PC. And of course, you've seen Sony putting some of their games on the PC as of late. Games like Days Gone, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War has just announced for the PC. And it seems like Sony is finally starting to embrace the PC side of things more. And now with this PlayStation PC division, a lot of people are like, well, this is it. This is the end. It's going to be just like Xbox with day and date games on PC and on the console. Console exclusives are dead. I hate video games. And it's like, okay. All right, let's calm down. We have to look at the video game landscape and how these companies work because all three of the major video game companies work very, very differently. When you look at Xbox, the Xbox division for Microsoft is one of the worst performing divisions. And that's not to say that the Xbox is a failure or anything like that. Just in the grand scheme of business things, the Xbox brand is more of a novelty for them. So they want to do things like expand their player base no matter what with things like Game Pass. Of course, day and date games releasing on PC and their consoles as well. They don't necessarily care what you're playing their games on as long as you are playing their games, and it seems to be working out for them this generation. Of course, then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have Sony, where the PlayStation division is one of their strongest divisions when it comes to making revenue and things of that nature, more so than other divisions within the company. So they also want to expand upon what they're doing, but they're doing it in a different way. They're taking their back catalog of games and then reintroducing them to Steam players. And initially I thought, well, who the hell is gonna buy these games like Days Gone and Horizon that it released on the PlayStation 4? You could pick these games up for $10 or less, and why would I buy them on Steam just because it has a little bit better graphics, you know, widescreen support, 21:9 and all that sort of stuff? But I obviously am in the minority with that train of thought because those games sold very, very well. They were on the top of the Steam sales charts when they initially released, and it's like, okay, I guess there is a market for them, and they were selling these games at $50 a piece. And then you have Nintendo, who just only does video games. They live in their own little world. They live and die by their consoles and their software. So all three companies have similarities, but I feel like when you look at the actual business of Sony and Microsoft, it's complete opposites where their video game divisions lie. So it makes sense for Sony to want to expand. Do I think that you're going to get day and date games on the PlayStation 5 and the PC? Like, no, I think they're just going to expand upon this back catalog of stuff because they really haven't given any sort of indication that that's the way they're moving. If anything, the indication that they have given is, hey, we're going to re-release our back catalog of stuff on Steam and other platforms to play on PC. So everyone that's a big PlayStation pony, just calm down, take a deep breath, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, smoke a cigarette, maybe smoke something else if you need to, take a shot of whiskey or something like that. Everything is going to be okay because this is what Sony has already said that they are doing. They've already put this plan into motion. They're just expanding upon it. And the other story we have to talk about is a surprising series of games was just announced for the Nintendo Switch. These games will be coming out in 2022, and they involve my girl, Lara Croft. Now, if you're like my age, you know, in your mid 30s or older, like during the PlayStation 1 era and that video game era of that time frame with video game magazines and things like that, you had a crush on Lara Croft. Like her boobs made boys turn into men. Like, and yeah, they were just like big blocky things, like, but you didn't care. Like you didn't care. She was hot. And of course the games themselves were actually very good. It was one of the earliest conceptions of a sexy female lead role actually being in a good video game beyond just things like sex appeal. So it was a big deal. And Lara Croft obviously has changed throughout the years, but her games have always been pretty high quality. Yeah, there was a lull and stuff, you know, towards the end of the PlayStation 1 and into the PlayStation 2 era, but the resurgence of Lara Croft in the various Tomb Tomb Raider games that have released within the past decade or so have been very strong. Well, there's 2 Lara Croft involved games coming to the Nintendo Switch. Now, they're not Tomb Raider games, but they're games that actually released. I know they released on the PlayStation 4. I'm not sure if they came out on Xbox, because I actually have a collector's edition of one of these games on my PlayStation 4. Somebody sent it to me a long time ago, back when I had a PO box, and I've actually kept it sealed because I thought it was really cool, so I never got a chance to play the game. And the games in question are Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light and Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. Now, when it comes to the Guardian of Light, the press release reads the following: a classic formula of puzzles, combat, exploration, and breathtaking visuals put through the lens of an isometric, fast-paced gaming experience, a wide range of options for solving puzzles, avoiding traps, things of that nature. Of course, they're very high up on the graphics of this game. And then the sequel to this game is Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. This is the one that I actually have the collector's edition of on the PlayStation 4. I believe it only released in Europe. And this is like a sequel to the first game. And once again, Lara must overcome deadly traps, forsaken gods, to uncover the missing pieces of Osiris and change her fate. But the main change in this game is that it's actually a 4-player co-op experience featuring Lara Croft and some other characters. You can play fully co-op in the story mode, both offline and online. So that is actually really cool, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. There's also competitive co-op as well. That's a player versus player sort of thing. And you know, I think these games look pretty good. I know Gene Park over at the Washington Post made a tweet saying, well, these are the good Tomb Raider related games that have come out recently. Obviously, he's not a huge fan of the Uncharted style of the game that has been going along as of recently, but I'm looking forward to these games, man. I think they look cool, and we just have to sort of accept on the Nintendo Switch that you're going to get a lot last generation games, and maybe not so many current gen games that are releasing on the other platforms. But like, that's cool with me. Like, these are games that a lot of people probably missed out on, and if they're as high quality as a lot of people are saying, like I think Game Informer gave it Game of the Month one time, like maybe we're missing out on things, and maybe that's what makes the Nintendo Switch so interesting. Like recently, a game I've been playing is Dying Light. I never played Dying Light on the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One for whatever reason. Picked up the Switch version because I got a download code for it, and I've just been really enjoying it. So I'm looking forward to these games. Let me know in the comments down below if you have played these games before, and if you think they're games that I will like. I don't mind the isometric view. I know a lot of people don't like isometric views, but it's cool with me. It's cool with me. Alrighty, so that is going to do it for today's video, but like I said, I want to show you guys a little teaser for my arcade. I'm doing this voiceover before filming the arcade portion of the walkthrough, so if like something is, you know, not in sync, whatever, I don't care, because this is just a simple tease. Now obviously you can see all the arcade 1-ups. You could see the II arcade, which is actually new to me. I will be talking about that more in a video in the future. A really interesting system. I actually really like it, especially considering the fact that while this used to be like super expensive compared to the arcade 1-ups, it's not anymore, because the arcade 1-ups keep rising in price, and you could do a lot of stuff with this system that I think makes it look really cool. We have a skee ball table that was an absolute nightmare to assemble. It took me like 5 hours. I did it myself. I'm pretty sure I did some things wrong, but you know what? It plays a damn good version of skee ball, and that is all I care about. And then the air hockey table. Once again, nothing in my life goes ever easy or anything like that. This was, they sent me the wrong air hockey table. I actually ordered a smaller one. This has billiards and ping pong in it as well, which I did not order. I just ordered a simple air hockey table. It weighed 260 pounds. I had fun getting that downstairs. Had fun getting that in my house. Had some old man who dropped it off on a freaking pallet help me get it in the house. Like, it was ridiculous, but we'll talk more about that in a future video. I just wanted to give you guys a little teaser of the arcade. If you followed me on social media, you would have gotten a teaser earlier. Make sure you guys do that. Links are in the description box down below, but let me know what you think of everything. What do you think about these Tomb Raider, well, I guess they're Lara Croft games coming to the Nintendo Switch? What do you think about PlayStation PC? Is this a big deal, or are people just overreacting? And as always, thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like and share the video as well. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Go Knicks, baby! First place in the East! Suck it! Later.